It's Saturday the 19th of April and today I'm going to talk to you about books. Lots of favourite books. I'm going to start again with my Desert Island Discs book, To Kill a Mockingbird. I said before that it's just the whole thing, the message, the story, the characters, everything. I just love this book. It takes me to another place and so definitely one of my favourites. Children's stories originate from fairy tales. Pretty much when you're young I suppose you remember the fairy tales, so Grimm's fairy tales. Obviously the children don't actually hear these ones because in Cinderella you wouldn't want to hear about the ugly sisters having their eyes pecked out by birds, but I love these. There's so many of them. I haven't read nearly half of them. One of my favourite films is The History Boys, which is the film adaptation of the play by Alan Bennett. And this book, it does just include like this film script. It's not the original, and so it does miss out things from the play. But it was a gift from a friend at Christmas who normally wouldn't put that much thought into gifts. And so when she got me this, I was shocked just because it seemed to be so perfect. So the sentiment in the gift is lovely, and for this reason this is one of my favourites. Now, obviously I love The Hobbit, but what I love more is my beautifully illustrated copy of The Hobbit. Another of my favourite books is the classic existentialist novel, The Outsider by Albert Camus. Whenever we go on family holidays, I always get 3 books for the summer, and some of my most memorable and favourite ones that I picked up from the age of like 13 to 15 were these ones: Esperanza Rising, Journey to the River Sea, Finding Cassie Crazy, Pretty Things, and Let's Get Lost by Sarah Manning, How I Live Now by Meg Rossoff. This one is just something else. I picked it because I was in a rush and I was like, that is a beautiful cover. It's one of the many instances when I found that actually judging books by their covers works. The story is just so different from any other teenage or young adult literature you find. It's about war and what you're pushed to in those situations. It's a brilliant, brilliant story. I don't want to say too much about it because if you haven't read it, you've got to read it for yourself. You've got to find out as you go along what happens and how it ends. It's just so different. It's much more mature than most things you get to read. I love it. If you haven't read it, read it. As I was looking for my bookcase, I found this, and this is a book we had to read in year 7. I'm in year 12 now. It's a school book. This, I suppose, I've stolen from school, but I loved it, so I'm going to mention it. It's a good book. This one I was reading last summer. These short tales and stories are really inspirational, and the next thing I'm planning on reading actually is The Alchemist, because that is meant to be brilliant. So that, yes, this is a good book. Keep you going through the day, little inspirational stories. I'm going to be honest, I've tried to film this little clip thing here about 10 times, trying to explain myself and my love of the Harry Potter books, and I can't do it. I can't get it into the right words. You could definitely say that my copies of the Harry Potter books are pretty well thumbed through, for instance. But I have no favourite. There's no way I could have. Except in terms of like a physical copy of the book, having the end of the series in my hands was pretty cool. Of course, one of the first things I did when I got home the next day was go and get the English copy, but still. I think that's it from me today. You'll see me next week.